If you walk down the road, you'll see many freaks and jokers performing tricks to make money. But neither you nor they realize the real shows of the past, which today might seem extreme or even abusive. In the history, these performers had their own level of impact, capturing the hearts of audiences like nothing else. Some of their acts have even influenced modern entertainment, though most people have no idea about their origins. Well, we're about to uncover real circus phenomena that actually existed. You'll have to see it to believe it. Number 15. Human cannonballs. Human cannonballs were a spectacle that combined engineering, courage, and a dash of recklessness. Performers were propelled from a large cannon, not with explosive gunpowder as the term might suggest, but through mechanisms like compressed air, springs, or catapult-style launches. The trajectory had to be meticulously calculated. Angle, force, wind, and distance all influenced whether the performer would land safely in a net or suffer serious injury. Even slight miscalculations could result in broken bones, concussions, or worse. Safety nets offered some protection, but their limited tension and size meant a precise landing was crucial. Early human cannonballs often experimented with higher arcs and longer distances, sometimes increasing the risk exponentially. Despite this, the thrill of flight and the audience's awe made it a marquee act. Inventors and performers continually pushed boundaries, refining cannon design, harness systems, and landing techniques. Number 14. Sword swallowers. Sword swallowing demanded a combination of physical conditioning, precise technique, and extraordinary mental focus. Performers would carefully guide long, rigid steel blades down the esophagus and into the stomach, a feat made possible by relaxing the throat muscles and aligning the body perfectly. Some entertainers took it further, inserting multiple swords at once or experimenting with other objects, including knives, skewers, or even flaming torches. The risk was always present. Even a slight tremor or misalignment could lacerate delicate tissues or puncture internal organs. Minor injuries like cuts, gag reflex incidents, and internal bruising were common, while severe accidents, such as perforations of the esophagus or stomach, often proved fatal. Beyond anatomy, sword swallowing demanded mental control to suppress reflexes like vomiting or coughing. Performers typically trained for months or years, gradually increasing blade length and number. Number 13. Fire eaters, arch breathers. Fire eating and fire breathing turned danger into spectacle, relying on precise technique and a deep understanding of chemistry. Fire eaters would hold flaming torches in their mouths, carefully controlling the flame so it didn't singe lips or burn the inside of the mouth, often using moisture or alcohol-based solutions to minimize immediate risk. Fire breathers, on the other hand, created dramatic plumes by forcefully expelling flammable liquids, like kerosene or highly refined fuels, over an open flame, producing enormous fireballs that could shoot several feet into the air. Timing, wind conditions, and the type of fuel were critical. Even a slight miscalculation could cause severe burns or accidental ignition of nearby materials. Training involved repeated exposure to flames under controlled conditions, learning to regulate breath and maintain distance. Despite safety measures, mishaps were common, and performers often suffered burns, inhalation injuries, or accidents involving clothing and stage props. Number 12. Iron-jawed men and women. Iron-jawed performers demonstrated a jaw and neck strength that bordered on superhuman. They would bite down on a specially designed mouthpiece, often reinforced with metal, and use it as a lever to lift astonishing weights. Some acts involved hoisting barrels, anvils, or massive iron chains, but the most legendary feats included lifting live animals, such as a 1,400-pound horse, relying entirely on jaw pressure and neck stabilization. The act required careful conditioning. The teeth, jaw muscles, and neck had to gradually adapt to immense force, while performers also learned to align their spine and core to prevent injury. Despite the impressive display, mishaps were frequent. Fractured teeth, sprained jaws, and even concussions could occur when balance faltered or the weight shifted unexpectedly. Audiences were captivated by the sheer audacity, the mix of brute strength and precision, and the visible strain that hinted at the performer's limits. Now let's check out Number 11. Contortionists. Contortionists transformed human flexibility into mesmerizing artistry, manipulating their bodies into shapes that seemed impossible. Their abilities often stemmed from extraordinary joint mobility, sometimes naturally occurring through conditions like Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which loosens connective tissues and allows for hyperextension. Acts could involve folding the torso backward until the head touched the feet, twisting limbs into spirals, or squeezing into boxes that appeared far too small for a human body. Beyond innate flexibility, years of disciplined training were essential. Muscles, ligaments, and tendons had to be strengthened to support extreme positions while avoiding injury. Performers mastered precise control over breathing, balance, and movement timing, allowing fluid transitions between poses. Even minor mistakes could result in strains, dislocations, or torn ligaments, making safety as critical as skill. Audiences were entranced by the illusion of boneless bodies, often unaware of the rigorous conditioning behind the spectacle. Number 10. Freak shows. Freak shows were sideshow attractions that displayed humans with unusual physical traits, creating a spectacle of the extraordinary. They featured people whose appearances or abilities diverged sharply from societal norms. Joseph Merrick, famously known as the Elephant Man, suffered severe deformities and was exhibited in Victorian-era fairs by showmen like Tom Norman. Conjoined twins, such as Lazarus and Joannes Baptista Colorado, were exhibited as early as the medieval period, captivating audiences with their rare physiology. Some performers had limb differences, like the Styles siblings, known as the Lobster Twins, who had ectrodactyly, or Bill Quinn, a half-boy with sacral agenesis, drawing attention for the unusual formation of their bodies. Extreme stature also drew crowds. Giants and dwarfs were central to many exhibitions. Other attractions highlighted striking features or abilities, such as bearded ladies, exceptionally strong men, or notably large women. Individuals like Hunter, called the Pony Boy, fascinated audiences by moving on all fours due to a backward-bending leg condition. Freak shows blended medical anomaly with performance, creating a blend of curiosity, shock, and entertainment that was central to the sideshow experience. Number 9. Knife-throwing acts. Blades flew through the air with a sharp whistle, inches away from human skin. In knife-throwing acts, an assistant, often blindfolded, would be secured to a target, sometimes spinning slowly or held at a dramatic angle. The thrower's craft depended on years of practice, learning the precise arc, speed, and spin required to land each knife with deadly accuracy. Timing and distance were crucial. Even the smallest misjudgment could lead to severe injury. Some performers added flair by incorporating multiple targets or alternating assistants, intensifying both spectacle and danger. Crowds held their breath as knives struck wood mere centimeters from the performer's limbs. Historical accounts reveal both flawless routines and accidents, with some throwers sustaining scars or lasting injuries. Number 8. Man versus Beast encounters. Roars echoed across the circus ring as humans faced apex predators in tense, heart-stopping displays. Man versus Beast acts, which gained popularity between the 1920s and 1960s, showcased lion tamers and other trainers confronting lions, tigers, and occasionally bears. Performers relied on a combination of physical agility, quick reflexes, and tools like whips or chairs to control the animal's behavior, while a visible pistol or firearm often remained at hand as a last resort safety measure. Training for such acts involved rigorous conditioning of both the animals and the tamer. attempting to establish dominance without provoking fatal aggression. Though incidents of mauling and injury were tragically common, public fascination stemmed from the apparent danger and the tension of whether the human or the beast would prevail in each moment. Number 7. Human arrows. A twist on the human cannonball act turned performers into living projectiles, literally launching them across the tent as human arrows. Using spring-loaded or compressed air mechanisms, the performer was propelled with intense force toward a carefully calculated trajectory. Unlike the standard cannonball act, this version emphasized a slimmer, more aerodynamic posture, requiring the body to remain rigid mid-flight to reduce drag and increase distance. Landing precision was critical. Safety nets or padded zones had to absorb the impact. Yet even minor misalignments could result in broken bones or internal injuries. Timing, body control, and coordination with assistants were essential to avoid disaster. Spectators were captivated by the spectacle, watching the performer soar through the air like a living missile, often eliciting gasps and applause for both the bravery and apparent defiance of physics. Get ready for the number 6, the flea circus. Tiny insects became unlikely stars in the peculiar spectacle of the flea circus. In these miniature performances, fleas were harnessed with fine threads or glued to miniature props, creating the illusion that they were lifting weights, pulling carts, or marching in formation. Magnifying lenses were essential, allowing the audience to see the minute creatures seemingly performing complex routines. Some flea circuses incorporated mechanical assistance, using tiny levers or traps to guide the flea's movement, enhancing the impression of deliberate skill. Training, or rather conditioning, was often more about exploiting the flea's natural behaviors than true instruction. For instance, they might be encouraged to jump, pull, or cling in ways that suggested choreography. Popular in Victorian fairs and traveling shows, flea circuses combined fascination, whimsy, and ingenuity, drawing crowds eager to witness a microscopic circus. Number 5. Savage Zulus. Circuses sometimes exploited audience fascination with the exotic through acts like the so-called Savage Zulus. These performances were entirely fabricated. White performers were painted black, dressed in stereotypical costumes, and taught an invented language to simulate foreignness. The goal was to satisfy a public appetite for spectacle that claimed to depict distant cultures, often relying on exaggerated or completely invented behaviors to heighten drama. Props, music, and choreographed rituals were staged to reinforce the illusion, creating a convincing, though entirely fictional narrative of savagery or tribal life. Such acts reflected broader colonial-era stereotypes and catered to a voyeuristic curiosity rather than any authentic cultural representation. Audiences were drawn by the thrill of witnessing something supposedly unfamiliar or dangerous. Unaware of the deception behind the performance, newspaper advertisements, posters, and program notes often presented these acts as genuine ethnographic encounters, blurring the line between performance and pseudo-anthropological display in a way that was common in early 20th century sideshows. And now it's time for number 4, the Iron Tongue. Few feats tested human anatomy quite like the Iron Tongue acts. Performers would hook a specialized metal harness or apparatus to their tongue and lift substantial weights, sometimes hoisting barrels, iron chains, or even pieces of furniture. Success depended on extraordinary tongue strength, precise alignment of the jaw and neck, and full body stabilization, as the tongue alone could not support the load without careful posture. Some acts pushed further, suspending the performer from the tongue itself, turning the feat into a gravity-defying display. The danger was immediate. Overexertion could tear muscles, lacerate tissue, or strain the jaw and neck, making injury a constant risk. These acts were often accompanied by dramatic showmanship. Music, lighting, and audience engagement amplified the shock factor. Spectators were astonished by the apparent fragility of the human tongue, contrasted with its capacity to bear immense loads, cementing the iron tongue as a memorable, if extreme, demonstration of bodily strength in circus history. Number 3. Human dumbbells. In circus arenas, feats of raw strength often reached theatrical extremes with the human dumbbell act. Strong men and strong women would grasp a heavy bar connecting baskets or platforms loaded with people, hoisting the human cargo overhead to demonstrate extraordinary muscular power. Balance and technique were as vital as sheer strength. The performers needed to distribute weight evenly, stabilize their core, and maintain perfect posture to prevent tipping or injury. Some routines added flair by spinning the bar or alternating baskets, amplifying both the visual drama and the physical challenge. Audience reactions ranged from awe to visible tension as the lifters strained under the unpredictable weight of moving passengers. Training involved progressive conditioning, gradually increasing load while reinforcing joints, grip, and back muscles to withstand intense pressure. Circus advertisements often highlighted these spectacles with sensational phrases like lifting a dozen souls as if they were feathers, showcasing human strength in a performance that combined calculation, stamina, and daring showmanship into a single compelling display. Number 2. Escape acts. Chains rattled and locks clicked as escape artists turned confinement into spectacle. Inspired by legends like Harry Houdini, performers specialized in freeing themselves from straitjackets, padlocked boxes, cages, or even water-filled tanks. Mastery required not only nimble fingers and flexibility, but also intense knowledge of locks, knots, and restraint mechanisms. Some acts increased peril by suspending the performer high above the audience or submerging them underwater, where miscalculations could lead to drowning, broken bones, or concussions from falls. Timing was critical. Every second counted, and distractions or misalignment could turn a controlled escape into a life-threatening situation. Training focused on strength, dexterity, and mental focus, often involving repeated practice under simulated stress conditions. Crowds were drawn by suspense, often gasping as seconds ticked by while the performer struggled against seemingly impossible confinement. Number 1. The Steam Calliope. Clanging whistles and hissing steam heralded the arrival of the circus with the steam calliope, a massive musical instrument built from pipes and powered by pressurized steam. Mounted on wagons or stationary platforms, it produced a loud, piercing sound that could be heard for blocks, ensuring that audiences knew exactly when the spectacle was approaching. Each pipe functioned like a whistle, tuned to specific notes, allowing operators to play melodies ranging from fanfares to popular tunes. The instrument demanded careful maintenance. Leaks, pressure changes, or valve misalignments could distort notes or create bursts of scalding steam. Beyond its practical purpose of signaling, the steam calliope contributed to the carnival atmosphere. Blending mechanical ingenuity with musical performance, operators needed skill and timing to coordinate the rapid sequences of whistles, often working alongside parade performers or musicians. Its presence became synonymous with circus energy, combining auditory spectacle, mechanical engineering, and showmanship to announce that the big top and all its unusual acts had arrived in town. Circuses have long thrived on the extraordinary blending daring feats, bizarre spectacles, and human ingenuity into unforgettable performances. From fire-breathing and human arrows to flea circuses and steam calliopes, these acts pushed physical, mental, and mechanical boundaries, captivating audiences with both wonder and peril, leaving a lasting mark on entertainment history. If you enjoyed exploring these strange circus phenomena, don't forget to subscribe, share this video, and hit the like button. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more fascinating stories.